Hello and welcome to IIT Bombay Energy Club podcast. I am Aditya Raj Singh, the host for this episode, and today we are joined by Mr. Neeraj Kuldeep, who is a program lead at the Council on Energy, Environment and Water (CEW), an India-based globally engaged research think tank. He has worked on various projects which are providing key insights on policy, regulatory, and economic aspects of rooftop solar and has recently published a report on the economic feasibility of urban microgrids. So, hello, sir. We are glad to have you today.
Thank you, Aditya. Very pleased to be part of this webinar.
So, basically, the first question I would like to ask you what is your motivation behind this?
Yeah, thanks. So actually, the motivation goes the motivation started long back in 2009 when I was actually trying to understand which particular branch I would like to take up at IITs, and we realized that there are these various options, but especially if we talk about basic human needs, energy has become the integral part of our day-to-day life, and that would kind of remain there as long as the human species are there. So I wanted to continue in a sector where there are future prospects, which is which would provide a lot of opportunities going forward. So that was the motivation initially to take up the energy science branch at IIT Bombay. And then as I eventually got to learn more about various renewable energy technologies, concepts of sustainability, circular economy, as well as the growing problem of climate change. That kind of further made me determined to continue in the sector and then contribute towards supporting the deployment of renewable energy technologies to combat climate change, as well as supporting sustainability. So those were the primary motivations to be part of this sector. But especially talking about why public policy. So again, after the graduation, as I mentioned, I wanted to stay in the same sector. So there were not many opportunities. The department was new, and even the sector itself was quite new. So there were three options. Either I have joined a private organization who are involved into the engineering aspects and who either manufacture different renewable energy technology components or install these systems. So that was one option. The second option was doing further studies and getting more into the research aspect. And the third option, which was getting into a private sector, but doing real impact and solving real problems. So that's where I got really motivated to join the public policy domain, where we every day try to solve new problems and we are supporting the market. And this really aligned with my interest during that time, and I still continue to remain in the sector, and I have spent almost more than 5 years with CEW as well, and continuing to contribute to the sector.
Yes, sir. So, what are the present and future goals of your team, and what is the progress for the same?
Do you mean my team at CEW?
Yeah, your team is CEW. What are you doing now, and what will be your present goals?
Right. So, broadly, if I can say, we analyze the current policies and regulations which are there. We analyze the markets and we create new solutions to the existing problems. When I say we analyze policies and regulations, so this really involves understanding of various government policies that have been put in place, how these policies are performing, and what further improvements can be done. Similarly, on the regulation also, as we understand, electricity market or the power market in India is highly regulated sector. So we need to have conducive regulatory environment as well for renewables to grow. So we actively look into the regulatory aspects as well. And when I say the market analysis, that has to do with various sectoral issues and challenges that are kind of hindering the progress in the sector, which means this involves understanding what would be the impact of COVID-19 on the overall sectoral progress and the financial health of um, solar or wind developers, or understanding how significant wind curtailment or renewable generation curtailment is, how we would integrate higher share of renewables. And then based on this analysis, we come up with various fit for purpose solutions to these various challenges, and not just creating the solution, but also looking at the over the horizon, so that we are creating sustainable markets. So in that context, we have a fairly large team at CEW who are determined individuals who are passionate to contribute towards the renewable energy domain, and who comes from different backgrounds, be it engineering or legal or social science. We have different talent in our team. So in terms of the short term and the long term objective is obviously to advance the renewable energy deployment in India as well as across the globe. So we also actively work in emerging economies outside India, so supporting their energy transition. So the short term and the immediate goal is continue to contribute towards advancing India's journey on renewable energy, but also then supporting other countries and other economies advance on their ambitions related to renewable energies.
Sir, it is very great and very amazing to hear that. So like you have mentioned about COVID-19 pandemic, I would like to ask you that what did COVID-19 pandemic affect the sustainable development? Like people are really transferring from non-sustainable to sustainable sector after this pandemic.
Right. So actually, the when we talk about the impact in the sector, obviously there has been some impact, but because like we were discussing, energy is the essential part of our day-to-day life, and actually people have started consuming more, at least in the building sector. Even though consumption from industrial and commercial consumers has gone down. So, overall, there hasn't been much adverse impact in the sector. However, it has definitely, because it has, impacted the economies across the world. It has slowed down the overall progress. For example, you might already be aware that India imports more than 80 to 90% of its solar modules from outside India. And we largely depend on China and the Southeast Asian region for these imports. So COVID started from China, and there were trade ban, and the supply chains were disrupted, which actually caused the overall delay of about like 3 to 4 or even 6 months. But it hasn't had any significant adverse impact. It has just delayed the process a little bit. And when we talk about the rooftop segment, obviously there are more people who are now realizing that renewables could be the potential alternative to get cheaper electricity. So that is also kind of providing impetus or momentum to the rooftop solar deployment in the sector.
So I have read about that. So what does your work in the GOI entail, and how does the government look towards the matter of climate change and renewable energy?
So like I mentioned, we analyze policies and regulations. So we work very closely both with the national government as well as the state government. So when I say national government, I mostly engage with Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, but we also engage with other central entities such as let's say NTPC or CEA or POSOCO, and even entities from renewable energy domain be it Seki or Nive. So, those engagements are there. At the same time, we also, work closely with the states. So, for example, we are already working in Delhi, we are working in Bihar, we are working in Chhattisgarh, we are expanding the work in UP and many other states. So, we do have some work in Tamil Nadu as well. So we are working with distribution companies, we are working with nodal agencies, and we are also directly working with various government departments on some of their renewable energy and climate change agendas. I would, again, like my work is mostly involved on renewable energies and distributed renewable energies. But then we also have other teams in CEW who looks at long-term scenario projections. There are teams who are looking at sustainable agriculture. There are teams who are looking at livelihood opportunities from DRE products. So, and then obviously there are teams who are also looking at industrial sites, energy efficiency, cooling demand, and those things. So we have a wide range of different focus areas, and across teams we do engage both at the central and at the regional level to create positive change. And in terms of the engagement or the actual work, it mostly involves providing inputs to the government based on at times it's based on, or I would say most of the time it's based on the primary research that we do. So we do conduct various large surveys, we engage with industry stakeholders, and we also conduct our own modeling exercise and simulations analysis based on the existing data to generate insights and then consult government to take the right decisions. So that's what primarily.
Yes, sir. It was great.
Day-to-day.
So shifting the topic to IIT Bombay students. So how has the whole IITB culture helped you with your career? So what is the role of IITB culture in your career?
Yeah, so actually, now I'm thinking about all those 5 years, and that has been a very enriching experience for me. Energy Science Department was a new department when I joined IIT Bombay in 2009. We were the second batch, and we didn't have many seniors because there was only another batch who was who was part of the energy department. So we did not have any clear understanding of what kind of placements we would have, what the various opportunities are there. Obviously there were MTech and PhD students were there, but those they mostly pursue research work. But undergraduates, we also look for private sectors and those kind of opportunities. So there was no one to guide you on those aspects, like in terms of what opportunities are there. And then being a new department, that also gave us a lot of opportunities to try things on your own and then figure it out rather than somebody spoon feeding it to you. So that actually helped me build go-getter attitude, and which is what is very essential in the public policy domain, because we are trying to find out our own problems in the sector, and then we are developing new research methodologies, new analysis, new insights, and thinking out of the box. And at times we face many challenges in that process, and it's only the go-getter attitude which really helps us get things done and support the government on their agendas on advancing renewable energy deployments in the country. So that is one. Another thing I would say, which is also again related to this only, which is tenacity. So in colleges and even in other private sectors, we have a fixed problem and we have a fixed solution. But when you are trying to change the sector in a positive direction, there is no one fixed solution and there is no one fixed problem. There are multiple problems, multiple solutions, and at times it's a continuous learning process. So you build some solutions, you implement, you analyze, and then again you further refine that. And you at times you don't see any immediate impact or results of those interventions. So tenacity is really important. I cannot, like when Government of India announced 160 gigawatt of solar and wind target, we cannot achieve it in year one or year two. It has its own timelines. So similarly, if I have to change for example, if I have to change the mindset of people towards rooftop solar, I can't do it in 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. It would require multiple, many years. So I would have to continue doing, continue looking at this particular problem from different dimensions, doing new work, and then also implementing those things. So it would require like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years kind of time. So tenacity is really important in the public policy domain to bring out any changes. And at times you are not even sure whether you would see immediate changes or immediate impact. At times it may even take longer times. So those were like some of the few things which I really cherish from my time at IIT Bombay, and especially being part of the energy science department. Apart from that, we were part of this first solar decathlon team, so which was quite
great.
huge,
Great,
building something. So I was one of those few students who actually started from the proposal phase. So there were only like 6-7 people, and I was one of them to take the initiative and submit the proposal, and then build the entire team and execute the project. So we got all those opportunities, and then obviously there was huge support from professors, which was also, I think, again, because it was a new department. So I'm also kind of very grateful to that, which has helped us explore different things in those 5 years and build our own interest and kind of thought process towards things. So which is very important.
So like it is a very informal questions, like what are your regrets, what are your regret for not doing in IIT Bombay?
Regrets?
Okay,
probably I won't say there are any regrets, but
like you want to do something but you do not have a time or like motivation behind that.
Right. So the only regret that I have, and which is what I realize when I do not have sufficient time to do physical activities. And in IIT Bombay, we had so much infrastructure and everything. I just wish I had spent more time doing various sports and those things. But in terms of the academics and those things, I think those were very fulfilling years, trying to understand different renewable energy technologies, looking at from different aspects, different coursework. So everything was very, very exciting.
Yeah, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. The session was fantastic one. It's been a great pleasure to have you here. With this, I would like to end the session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aditya.